Hello, I'm Seth Johnson with Land a House. So in today's tiny house video, we're going to be attempting to build the gable end truss for our roof. Now, I found out you have to be a certified engineer to stamp off and approve trusses. And I also found out you have to be an engineer to even say the word truss. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so today we're going to be doing the gable end, and something I've not ever done before, but we're going to give it a try. So let's get started. So I'm using a, take 17. So the first thing we're going to do is make the cut to make the pitch of the roof. Now I'm going to be using a 5/12 pitch, which means for every 1 foot the board goes, 5 inches drops down. So we're going to use our speed square here, and I'm going to match up the pivot point on the end here, and this other side there's a 5 here on the common, and you put that on the edge of the board. And so what that will give us is the correct angle here. Whoops. Try that again. So that will give us our correct pitch. These cuts would be a lot more accurate if I had a miter saw. So if you're looking to give me a Christmas present, I like the $500 DeWalt saw. Just saying. Alright, there's our first cut. Okay, so that takes care of our 2 top boards. Now we need to have support boards that go underneath the top, and those we're going to cut right now. Now I've already determined that if we go with an angle of 4.5, or I guess that'd be a pitch, then we'll get what we need here. Now that we have our board cut to that pitch that's between 4 and 5, I'm going to cut this at 25 inches for our first support. Now I'm going to show you how all these go together here in just a bit. We're just kind of getting our cuts done. So 25 inch. Remember, you can use your speed square as a guide with the circular saws to stay straight. So this is what our first support beam looks like. So I'm going to cut 2 more that look just like this, only 15 inches instead of 25. So let's do that now. So, just as before, place the speed square down, find 4.5 right here on the common, hold that down, make the mark, then cut that right there. Okay. Next step is to measure out from the top here 15 inches. Okay. And then cut that as well. One more of those. Now that we have our 4 support pieces for the middle, we have to make 2 of these. Now these are going to add a little bit extra support or height to our truss. And to find this, I just took my tape measure and measured up and then measured over, and then just use a speed square straight edge to find those 2 points. So let's do that right here. First off, we want this to be 1 foot long. Okay, and then next we want to just, I guess, trace over this one just to make it easier. Alright, and I'm going to try and cut on this side of the line. Board's starting to get kind of short here. Then we'll just cut this down. The very first step is to lay out our 12-foot base plate. So that's what we've got. Now that we have our 5/12 pitch cut on these boards, I'm going to lay them out and match up here. Okay. All 4 of the support beams will go in here. Now these strange shaped blocks that we cut are going to go right here, and that's going to allow the base plate to go to the appropriate height, because the rest of our trusses will be connecting to the wall at this height right here, and so this little piece is what extends it down to this flat baseboard. So here's what we have before everything is tied together. Looking pretty good. So next we're going to be putting in nails and nail plates to hold everything in place. So to get started putting this thing together, I've got these nail plates, which are 3.5 by 7 inch, and I have to make sure that the edges here do not protrude above this pitch, because the plywood or OSB board has to go on top of here. So I'm going to start a couple of these. Okay, and make sure everything is properly aligned before I put the next set in. So now we just go through and start putting lots of nails into this thing. Oh, these nails, by the way, are 1.25 inch roofing nails. I may have mentioned that. Now that the top has been nailed well together, we're going to be using our good old faithful 16D 3 1/4 nails to put this piece down here at the bottom. So let's do that. Sorry for the light. It's late out tonight. This has got to be the worst box of nails I've ever used. Yeah. Well, you missed getting to see me throw a little fit. This box of nails is really cheap. The previous one, which was the exact same everything, great nails. Never bent a single one, but just bent 2. Alright, so I put these plates on here. The next step is to use another one of our nail plates here and just get this anchored down, just like we did with the top up there. So once you have a few nails in each of the plates, grab your whole piece here and just flip it over so you can install the back plate on the other side. And that goes on just like the other one, where you just place it and start nailing. Well, all of the end pieces, meaning the top and the 2 sides, are done. So it's time to put on our middle support pieces. So I'm gonna make sure this is snug in here, and I do believe I'm going to put on one of these small plates first, just to make it easier to nail in the bottom. Let's make sure that's nice and snug. Finally, all of the nail plates have been installed. It's getting late, so last thing to do is to put nails in these the bottom of the support beams. So let's do that now. I'm gonna try something here. See if I can lift this piece up and nail down from the top here. I think that'll work pretty good. I'm going to put 2 nails in each one of these. Very nice. And we're done with one of two gable end pieces. Not half bad. Need some more nails up there in the top, but I'm very pleased with this. So the edge of the tiny house will butt up with that board right there, and that one. Well, that took a lot longer than I was expecting. It's a lot of stuff that I'm not used to doing, cutting these angles and just something new. Anyway, I enjoy doing it. So I have to make one more of these to put on the other end of the building, and then we're going to be using scissor trusses. And so this one has this base piece here, so it kind of makes that, but the next one will be like that. Just gives about 16 inches more headroom for the inside of the building. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. I'm Seth Johnson with Land to House, and I will see you next time. Bye. Okay, this piece will go up here between our two top boards.